Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. So I just have a few more things that I need to do in order to have this planner ready for 2024. I have set up all of the guts, and I will link back to that video below, and right here in the I don't know, up in the upper right hand corner, there will also be like a pop out to last week's video on how I did set up the guts of my 2024 planner. Today we're going to put in the finishing touches as well as talk about what I'm going to do for my daily and weekly planning. And then in my next video, we will talk about my goals and trackers for the year. And the first thing that you can see is I have not put my name in. I'm not sure if it's just me, but even though I printed this myself, I still stress out about writing my name in. So let me go ahead and do that now. I do think that I will write it in pencil and then go over it. I feel like I should be able to write my own name without having to write it in pencil first. But I also want to make sure that the spacing is right. I wish I had a name that did not have letters that repeated, because as you can see, my 2 N's are different, my 2 C's are way different, but I guess that is why I'm going to be working on my handwriting this year. Then I have this Uniball one, which I actually haven't used yet, so I probably should write on something just to make sure it actually is writing. And I will probably do the erasing off camera because I do not want to do it right away. I definitely don't want to smear my name. If I don't have to reprint it, I definitely don't want to reprint it. Okay, and I did shrink up my N and my C a little bit over here. So hopefully once I erase the pencil, it isn't too off-centered. But I have been known to put a sticker on the end in order to make it look centered. So we can do that if that ends up not being centered. So I'm not sick, but I have a little bit of a frog in my throat that I can't get out, but I do want to go ahead and do this recording while my family is out of the house, which is very rare. So the other thing that I feel like is missing in my planner is a page where I can put some pictures, my mantra, and then just some quotes that inspire me. I really liked this, having this in my planner. I just didn't like how far it stuck out. And it made me feel like the only thing that was important was what was in front of that, and the things behind it weren't as important. So I definitely don't want to do that again. But I do want to bring in some pictures, my mantra, and some quotes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out real quick. I just printed these in 2x2 on my printer. So let me cut these down and then we'll figure out what I'm going to put in the pockets of this page. This is from Happy Planner. I know they don't sell them anymore, but if I can find them somewhere, I will link them down below. So I was trying to find a way where you could see this page protector better, but I really don't have a good way of showing it better. I have 10 squares on each side that I'm going to fill, and I'm pretty sure I had printed out more than 10 of these sheets. I do want to make sure that I get my mantra in. And then I think I'll split these up based upon who's in the picture, just because I want to try to make sure that at least my kids are balanced. I would hate to have all pictures of Kinsey or all pictures of Ben and then them ask, why does the other one have more pictures than me? So I want to definitely try to avoid that. So let's just split these out real quick. And then I have a mixture of old pictures as well as these new pictures. I do love to see pictures of my kids and my niece and nephew and my parents and my bestie. Of course, I have to have a picture of my bestie, my hubby. So, and then of course when they're itty bitties, and my husband coached all of their sports. So let's go ahead and start filling these little slots. And then of course some quotes just to balance things out, mostly on the back probably. But I definitely want to put my mantra in on the front side and somewhat together. I do try to write my mantra a couple times a week at least, if not every day. I know it's pretty lengthy, but I really feel like it gets me focused on what I'm trying to achieve each day. So if I can write it every day, that works best. And since I've never used these before, they are not stretched out or anything. So let's get these in first. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the one of me and my bestie, me and my hubby, let's put the kids here. I'll go ahead and put my mom and dad in here. And then let's put the funny family one and this one of my family with Ben. I'm not sure why I didn't have Kinsey jump in this picture too. I think she was putting stuff in the car at the time, but so there's the front. I have my mantra, my hubby, my family. This was years ago. Look how little they were and sweet they were. Picture of my family coming to watch Ben play soccer. First day of school, my mom and dad, my bestie and I. And then my mantra, of course. And then let's do the back real quick. And I want to balance the pictures out with some quotes. So let's just figure out which ones I want to use here. Wait. So this is from ziplining this summer. We had so much fun. And I forgot that I'm going to have to put them in from the other side. And hopefully I can get those lined up pretty well. I may have to go back and tape those together so that I don't see a white outline. Hopefully I cut them close enough together that it will be okay. And this picture was taken on one of Ben's soccer trips. He and I tend to do the traveling together. Joe usually stays home with Kinsey. In this one, I did not cut one of these very well, but it will be fine for now. I may go back and cut a slightly larger solid piece of paper, maybe even the paper that I'd originally thought about using here, and maybe I'll stick it in between so that there's a little bit of a border around each one. But again, I'm trying to not add a bunch of bulk to my planner, so I'm really trying to keep things fairly narrowed down, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to move this over here. I think I'm going to do pictures in every other slot and then go back and put quotes in the other slots. But yeah, I think that I will end up coming back and putting in that cardstock. But let's go ahead and just drop the rest of these in. Okay, so here is the finished product. I have my mantra in these 4 boxes, and then pictures that fill up the rest, and then some quotes in the back and more pictures. And I did put in a combination of younger pictures. These are younger pictures as well as recent pictures. And then I also try to balance out how many of each of my kids I have in there. I think there's one more picture of Ben than Kinsey since she wasn't in that picture, but I think she'll be okay with it. Other than that, I might go back in and put a backing around these in between the two so there's kind of a border. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I didn't cut them perfectly so they don't perfectly line up, which is probably okay, and I'm trying not to add more bulk than necessary to my planner. So I guess I will live with this for right now and see if it's okay. If these do shift around a lot, I might go ahead and do that though. So let's go ahead and put this in my planner. I did debate and I did erase the lines, and I think I'm okay. It's pretty close to centered. I might need to put a little sticker here, but for now I'm going to leave it. So I did debate on where this should go. I didn't really want it in the very front of my planner, but I do want it somewhere where I'm going to see it pretty much every day. So I think for now I'm going to put it in this daily section. It may move around, but like I said, I want it somewhere where I can actually see it on a regular basis. So let's talk about this daily/weekly section. I do have a few options available to me. I did purchase quite a few things from Squared Plans, and then I also downloaded some things from Passion Planner. I did decide to do a combination of the two, as well as some of my own modifications to them. So this is what my week is going to look like. And instead of having a month's worth of pages in my planner at once, I am only going to have 1 week's worth. The other weird part is I plan on stapling this packet and not punching it and putting it in. And here's why. I like to take my pages out and go through the rest of my planner to schedule my days and my weeks. And then sometimes I like to just take the pages out and lay them out as a spread, flip them around. Like, I love that you can pull things in and out of your planner easily when you're using the disc bound method. However, I struggle because once you pull these off the rings, they tend to get tangled together. So I hate when you have multiple pages out and they kind of intertwine with each other and get caught, and that just, it bothers me. So instead of hole punching my weekly and daily plans, I'm going to staple them, and then I'm just going to tuck them in my planner. So that's why this might end up moving. I'm not sure if I'll actually open my planner to get in here, or if I'll just kind of tilt open the page and pull out what I need. I will have my planner with me all the time because these other sections are very important to me. And the whole reason my planner is as thick as it is because I do need to have these other things at my fingertips pretty much all the time, especially when I'm sitting in a meeting If somebody asks about like, oh, well, can we do an upgrade on a certain day? I will look at my personal calendar and then I will go back and look at the work calendar and see what holidays we have going on and whether the change is appropriate for a day that we're in the office or out of the office. But it's much easier for me to flip to this section in my planner than to have to look it up every time I need to reference it. I also have a few other calendars that I will put in here. I just don't have them yet. After the first of the year, there are a few other calendars that come out that I need to have at my fingertips. Also, I keep my kids' 504 and the IEP in here because sometimes I get a call or an email about it. And again, it is just much quicker if I can flip to that section, answer the question, and then get back to my day. So as much as I would like to make my planner thinner, I really have the things that I need regularly and nothing extra. All those extra things I keep in Notion or in Dropbox. So I really try and keep my planner as thin as possible, which is another reason why I am just going to move to 1 week at a time and then switching it out on Sunday. That way, when I take this week out, I can either add things from this week to next week, or I can move the things that I need to file. I can file those. I can put notes into Notion, all those sorts of things. So when this leaves my planner, I know that I'm actually completely done with it. Lately, when I have been flipping to the next week, I'm not always transferring those things over because I'm like, it'll still be in my planner. But I really want my Sunday reset or my Monday morning reset whenever I can do it to include moving those things to Notion or to the next week in my planner. So let's talk about what is actually in here. First, let me jump and show you all the options that I had between Passion Planner and Squared Plans. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the Passion Planner. They do have a free downloadable full year of your weekly planner, of their weekly planner. I do like this monthly section as well as their weekly layout. They do have the entire planner online for download. So that is awesome. I'm just not ready to commit to a bound book. So I'm planning on using this monthly spread for my workouts, and I can show you exactly the tweaks that I made and how I am going to make that work for me. And then if you scroll down quite a ways past the 12 months, you'll get to the weekly layouts. They also have their monthly reflection in there as well. But I did go ahead and take this and adjust a few things on that sidebar area so that it would work a little better for me. But I really think that this is so cool that Passion Planner is willing to put a full planner up on their website for you to use or to try. So I'm very excited about this. I have used this in the past and it worked really well. So I am excited to give it a shot again. I will link Passion Planner's downloads area down below. However, I do want to mention that they have a ton of free downloads. They have a .grid page, they have a grid page, they have a bunch of reflections, their yearly, their daily planner, so many options. So definitely jump over there and see all the printables they have. The next thing I did get was the Squared Plans monthly that starts on Monday. I am so excited about this. This is one of the reasons why I never used my old monthlies, is because they started on Sunday and I would just get completely confused every time I would look at the monthly layout with a Sunday start, because the rest of my life has a Monday start. So I am so glad that she has an option with a Monday start. The next one that I bought from Squared Plans is the horizontal combined planner. And there are a bunch of sections in here, the monthly, the yearly overview, but I did buy this for the horizontal layout. Originally, I thought that I was going to use this for my workouts, but it is just too much
for what I need. So I am going to keep this just in my repertoire in case I need to mix things up a little bit. I do tend to get bored easily with my planner, so I like to have options to mix things up. I did spend the last 2 years only using a vertical layout in Happy Planner, so I am very happy to have this at my fingertips if I need to have a change. The next option that I purchased off her Etsy site is this quadrant layout, and I will have it at my fingertips, but I mainly purchased it to use as my faith planner. I will be putting my weekly prayer in the upper left corner and then using the daily areas for the verse of the day. So I will not only be using this as my faith planner, I will also be using it to practice my handwriting. And I did purchase a lot of options from Squared Plans, but the last one that I think that I might use on a regular basis is the vertical. I don't plan on using this every week like I used to, but I definitely think that I will use it when I get sick of looking at the Passion Planner pages or if I'm on vacation, times when I don't necessarily need work making all the plans and all those types of things in one area. I might just need to have a basic overview of the week, and that's when I'll go back to the vertical spread. Then I have the faith overview layout, and this is a lot for me, but I really liked the prayer list and the thought of reflecting every month. I really liked that as well. I've tried to use it and I love the prayer list, and I'm not sure about the this month section. I have already tweaked this a little bit. I'll share that in just a minute. And the tracker, it has to go. I can only track so many things in my life, but I really liked the idea of that prayer list and those reflection items. They may get tweaked or simplified because I'm going to do them every week, but I definitely like this as a jumping off point. I also just want to mention that Squared Plans has a ton of options in her shop on Etsy, and in addition to the big Happy Planner size or the paper size, she also has multiple size options. So if you're looking for something specific, definitely check out her shop on Etsy. I will link it down below.
So let's go ahead and look at what I did put together for my daily/weekly planning. First is my this week's goal page. This, I'm just going to pick 3 of the bigger goals that I have for the month and progress that I can make towards those monthly goals. And I'm going to put those here. And this space I'm going to use for any notes, setbacks, progress, things like that towards my goals. And this may stay blank throughout the week. It may not. But really, I just wanted a space to be thoughtful about those goals that I want to focus on for the week. Then I have my routines, both my daily routines and my weekly routines, and I've been struggling with my routines. I was really good for a while. I didn't even need to have these things written down anymore, but I feel like I need to go back to basics, have everything written out so that I am being intentional about those things that I choose to do and not to do each week and each day. So as you can see over here, I have my daily routines: wake up, work out, bring up water, shower, and they are in the order that I do them on a weekday. So today, for example, things are very out of order because it is Saturday, but it's okay. 5 days out of the week, this is my normal order of operations. Then I have the weekly home blessing in here, some other weekly tasks, which the only thing I could think of off the top of my head was photo maintenance, but I know there are other things. It's just a matter of remembering what they were and writing them in. And I've only printed off 1 week so that I can try it out and tweak it as I need to. Then I have my making all the plans things, my Friday reset for work, my Friday reset for home, my weekend reset, my planner love reset, which is basically spending time in my planner. And then even though these monthly resets aren't needed every week, I do want to have them in here in case it does fall during that week. I decided that I didn't want to have this in a separate area because it would get lost, like it has been getting lost lately. So I want this all in one place. And then we go to our weekly spread, and I did decide to use Passion Planner. I did tweak it a little bit. I took out the quote that they had here. I moved errands from down here to up in the sidebar. I put an area for my meal plan and then this week's focus. And I'm kind of thinking this week's focus could either be part of the goals, or it could be like get all the laundry done, or help Ben with his driver's ed class, or something along those lines. And as you can see, it is undated, so this won't have to change. Over here, I plan on putting my making all the plans tasks. So I have my personal to-do list, my work to-do list, and I have been using this for the last couple weeks just to try it out. So I will share that in just a minute. But the next section, so I have a blank area in case I have any notes that I want to write down, or any reminders for next week, because as I said, every Sunday night or Monday morning, I will be going through this and moving this to either next week or into Notion, which is where I keep all of my back burner tasks or just the tasks that I am not focusing on necessarily at this moment. I do put those in Notion. So this is one of the pages from Squared Plans. Like I said, I did take the prayer list from one page and the monthly prompts from another page, and I just combined them to one because I did not need 2 pages to fill out. I will decorate this area probably most weeks, but I feel like it's pretty even without decoration. And then I have the quadrant layout also from Squared Plans. I did drop in both prayer and Bible in a year trackers for the day. So I'll put my week's prayer here and then my quotes of the day in each quadrant. Then I have my Passion Planner month of, and I am going to be using this for workout tracking. And there are 6 weeks here, so no matter what month you're in, you will have plenty of boxes to use this for your month. I did change the sidebar though, so that I can put my week's health goal, whether it's to increase weight, increase reps, increase water, stop drinking soda. Those will be over here in the sidebar. Down here, I have changed this up so that I can put 4 workouts together. And then each day, instead of actually writing the workout, I can just say workout 1, workout 2, workout 3, workout 4. I do not change my workouts that frequently, so I feel like if I were to change them monthly, that would be a lot for me. And then over here, I can just make any notes, maybe changes that I want to make or where I need to step it up or anything like that. And then the back page is just dots again in case I have any other notes that I would like to write. So again, I plan on stapling this. First, I want to make sure it's actually lined up, and then I'm planning on stapling it. And then I am just tucking it in, and it will stick out just a little bit, which you probably can't tell, but I'll just be able to grab it if I need it and not have to necessarily get into my planner. But that way, when I am looking at Notion, I can just open it up and write down my tasks, or if I'm looking at my calendar on my phone, I can just pull it up and write in those things instead of having my planner wide open. Also, when I'm doing things like going to my home section, because that's where I have my list of all of my projects, I do like this here, and I may put it in Notion also, but I like it written down. But that way I can flip to this section and be like, okay, I'm going to focus on the master bedroom this week, and I want to clean the ceiling fan. I need to wipe down the plant ledge. I need to clean out the drawers, whatever those things are. And then I can transfer them here without having to pull out my pages like you normally would on a disc-bound planner. So like I said, I have been trying this out for the last couple of weeks, and it's hard to try things out in December because there is no normal in December. But this is this week's. This front page is pretty empty. I just wanted to finish my 2024 planner prep and simplify my Notion. I was trying this huge suite of things from Thomas Frank, and it was too much for me. So I am taking some of his ideas and boiling them down and just making it simple for me. I don't need my whole life in Notion. I don't want my whole life in Notion. Really, I like my combination of my planner, Notion, and my Google Calendar. So, and then this is a note about a phone call I need to make and have already made, but need to make again. So here are my daily routines. As you can see, I have not been good about my routines. Therefore, that is why I am trying to focus more on them this year. And like I said, I will modify them as I need to. And then we get to my spread. Now, it is much harder to, let me pull this staple out. It is harder to tape once I've stapled it, but normally I don't video anything after the initial layout. So as you can see, I kind of have a mixture of where I put my to-dos, but I will always put in my scheduled items first and then put to-dos around them. And then I do highlight things as I complete them. As you see, I did really bad last night, but I definitely like how this is working. Let me show you some other ones. I think I did this this was the first week. I kind of just scribbled some things down to see if they would work or not. Definitely liked that. Actually, this was the first week. This was the very first time I tried it out, and it's a lot thinner than this one is, but I really liked how it worked. And I'm also debating on what weight of paper I want to use. I originally thought I was just going to use regular weight paper, but now that I'm putting a lot of things on the back sides and I might be using pins and whatnot, I may use the heavier paper. So this was the first faith, and I didn't make it all the way through the week, but it was a good test run. And I think I might have been traveling this week. Oh no, I was not traveling this week, but I did like how this worked. I was also trying to use my other vertical spread as well, so that was my problem with this, but I did like how this was working. So that's why I decided to go all in, tweak what I needed to tweak, and give it a real shot. Again, I need to focus on the functionality of my planner and not the decorativeness of my planner. There's still plenty of room to drop in some images, so I will continue to share what I'm doing. It just won't be that vertical weekly spread every week. So again, this is the Passion Planner Weekly, and then my prayer list. And this week, I did not fill this out. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or if I'm just going to have a whole sheet of prayer list. And I did much better. It's Saturday today, so I still have to do today, but I like that I'm picking a couple colors, so I don't have to pull all my pens with me. I just have a few things in my pen holder, and those are the things that I'm using regularly each day. But I do like how this is coming together. I like the routine that I'm getting into. And then I have not been working out, but I'm hoping to start this week. And this is kind of what this will look like. I only did 3 workouts, but then again, I only have 1 week left of the year. My goal for this coming week is to drink more water. And then again, I have 3 workouts. And then really a lot of this is I miss running so bad. I hurt my foot. I couldn't run. I couldn't do much of anything, but my foot is finally starting to feel better. I have invested in some shoes. I also invested in my house what I'm calling as house shoes. So I pretty much have shoes on all the time now, but I had a problem with my plantar fasciitis and now it seems to be doing better. So fingers crossed it won't sneak back up on me and I'll actually be able to start adding those miles back up again. I really miss that quiet time that running gave me. And then just a blank page again for any notes. I'm figuring that as I sit in meetings, if I can't or don't have access to Notion, or sometimes when we're in meetings, I don't feel like they need to go in Notion, but I want to scribble something down just to remind me to do something else. And I feel like this is a good space for that. As you can see, there aren't super personal things on the outside of this. I wanted to make sure that my routines were not front and center in case I did have this out at work. I don't mind this stuff being out and front and center. But I did not want my routines front and center, and I did not want my prayer journal front and center. So I would be okay if it was open to this page or if it was closed. And that's really how I printed this out. I had all that in mind. So let me know what you guys are leaning towards this year. I know a lot of people have been going to bullet journals and other hardbound books, but that just really isn't me. I definitely like to be able to change things up throughout the year, but I also love the letter size. I don't want to have to cut down my pages and tape them into a book, at least not at this stage in my life. I have done that in the past, but I just feel like life is so busy right now. I want to spend the time in my planner actually making my life more productive and not just decorating it. But let me know what you guys think down below. Are you going to stick with the traditional vertical planning? Are you going to go towards an hourly, switching to happy planner, bullet journaling? I'm very interested in what everyone else in the community is doing. But I hope everyone's having a great end of the year, and follow along because my next video in the series will be goal setting and my trackers. Have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!